He ended up beating a extremely bad candidate. That's it. But he thinks he has a mandate. Elon Musk has his own agenda. He's in some sort of other trip, and he doesn't care whether he's worth only $150 billion now instead of 300. Even people like Jeff Bezos uh, pretty much uh, are in Trump camp now. Why? Because he wants to make more money. When even liberals are supporting you, at least on paper, you're going to think that you're second coming of the thing. So I'm concerned that these things are going to continue. We'll see. Of course, Canadians are smart. Do you know who they're targeting in their retaliatory tariffs? South. One of the biggest taxes is on bourbon. They're going to do a lot of stuff on beef, poultry, and that sort of stuff. I mean, Illinois is going to be affected a little bit too because of the soybean. Do you really think that if this thing escalates by September, there's going to be too much Republican House support to Trump? Because those guys during the summer break are going to make these people here. Okay, we can't sell anything anymore because Canada is one of the biggest agricultural importers from U.S. We don't sell much to China anyway, and you don't even want to anger the Chinese too much. Two reasons. If somehow something happened, big trade war, and next year U.S. economy went down by 10% in GDP. If we didn't have that kind of decline during the COVID year, there would be even a small chance that military takes over. It would create that much chaos in this country. If the Chinese economy tanks 20% next year, do you know what's going to happen in China? Nothing, because those peasants are still peasants. And China has a lot of extra resources anyway. They can subsidize all of that. We don't have that. We have big budget deficits to begin with. China has big surpluses. They have $6 trillion worth of US Treasury bonds. If China wants to dump that money, $6 trillion is a lot of money in China. In US, it's not that much money. Our GDP is what, 25, something like that? And China is probably 10. They say, okay, we're going to dump all of the US treasuries, use that money to basically weather through the storm. I don't think they will, but they could increase the US treasury yields to 20, 25%. If US treasury yields goes to 25%, mortgage rates are going to go to 30%. Nobody's going to buy anything. If you thought that 2008 housing market crash was serious, that would have been a picnic compared to what will happen. So wars, economic or otherwise, start with small steps, but these things have a way of adding up. So we'll see. That means, at a minimum, we're going to have a slowdown. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But the US political system is not going to allow that to last too long. Why? Because those Republican congressmen in September are going to put pressure on Trump. Otherwise, there will be one of the biggest landslides in 2026 midterms. Typically, the party in power loses seats in the midterms anyway, for a lot of different reasons. And I wouldn't be surprised if this continues for a year. Democrats wouldn't get 240 seats in the House and definitely get the Senate back as well. I have no idea what will happen in the 2028 elections, but he will not have power anymore. We'll find out. But market is giving signals to you what they're thinking. Let me give you even the biggest biased example. There's a stock called DJT. Okay? This is Trump's Media and Technology Group. I mean, I don't think this thing is worth more than a toilet paper as a company because it's losing a lot of money. But that's my opinion. As you know, I'm a bleeding heart, pinko commie liberal. In fact, I don't even do much shorting of this one. I just stay away. That means the participants in the stock are a lot more likely to be Trump supporters, right? I mean, let's look at the earnings. Last earnings they had was uh, pretty much nothing. They lost a lot of money. Let's look at just year to date. This is a stock where some people are buying the stock only to support their favorite political person, whatever their motivations may be. Even these guys lost 40% of their wealth since the beginning of the year. The last 3 months, it's a little bit more. I mean, they did make some money when Trump won the election. You know, it went as high as $50. Now it's $20. So they lost since the election 60% of their investment if they still stayed there. And this is a biased sample. So market is telling you things. Always listen. That doesn't mean market is always right, but market is telling you its concerns. All right? I'm going to stop here because I'm kind of running out of battery. Uh, we're going to continue with chapter 8 after the break. You should have your quizzes and stuff posted probably Friday before you guys come back. And we'll continue with the regular schedule, you know, class, Jeopardy, and all sorts of other stuff, provided I don't have a setback. So will there be no quiz this weekend? No. I mean, my original plan was not to even have classes, but they said, you know, you don't want to interrupt. How about some of your colleagues substitute? Well, A, I'm too obnoxious for that. B, none of my colleagues have my war stories. You would have been better off just reading the chapter yourself. And I wanted to get out of the house. I mean, I could have done this at home on Zoom, but it feels good, at least in the morning. Because in the afternoon, I go home and just chill. But next week, I have my follow up. Hopefully, biopsy is going to come out negative as well. I still have to go through some radiation therapy because they had to leave a small sliver. It's around a vein. Whether it's malignant or not, they have to take that out because it affects my left side vision a little bit, especially when I'm tired. It's odd. I see a cat movement on my shoulder. I have two cats. Most of the movements I see at home are cats. Not the big one. I see my small cat moving. I look, he's not there. Well, other than that, I'm doing well. And I'm going to do a great cooking celebration once I get the non malignant result. We'll see. And already planned a 7-course meal. I mean, it's great. I already have my duck fat ready. I did a pot of feu. I'm going to have French onion soup, boeuf bourguignon, 2 types of Turkish kebabs, Vietnamese pho, some Italian stuff. Cooking is my only artistic expression. I mean, I'm hoping teaching is too, but there's not much aesthetics to my teaching. But there is a lot of aesthetics to my cooking. All right, guys, have a great break. Don't tie it up too much.
Do you have our current grades in a book somewhere, or is it all on Blackboard?
It's on Blackboard.
Okay, because I know that there's participation as well. I didn't see that listed.
No, don't worry about it.
Thank you.
And I'll basically start those things from scratch in the second half.
Thank
You can assume you have 100% on those now.
Okay, thank you.
It wasn't going to be, but you benefited from me being sick. You too. Take care, guys.
Yeah, you have a good break. I'm glad
You
you feel
too.
better.